Went out this weekend and Laura and I did and bought 20 goldfish, which are test fish, to see how this system's going to work out. Hopefully help build the ammonia level up a little bit to get the nitrate level in operation. That sound is kind of chippy. It's an airlift pump. Probably asking yourself, well, what the heck is that thing? Well, that's a clear check valve I put on the end of it to kind of help with the sound a little bit. Now, this is not the exact Glen Martinez airlift pump that he designed out of Hawaii, but it is a break off of it, or it's a spin off. Water's being airlifted out of the sump tank. It's kind of a trippy little contraption. Goes down into a 3-foot tank that's buried underneath the floor. I think you can kind of see it. There's another clear check valve off to the right, elbow, comes over. Air is being injected in, comes over another elbow, and the air is being lifted up with the water at the same time, all the way up and being separated right here at this separated area where this T is cut. Another pipe inside that, and lift it up and blow it over. This allows a little bit of the sound to be muffled down. And the water is being pumped over and lifted and just put back in the tank. The sound there is the sound of the water being drained off the bed right now. Finally got that figured out. It took a little while, a little bit more than I thought it was going to take, because of the dynamics, I guess, of the fill siphon and the way it all works. Water is being lifted now or pulled down from the bed itself like 4 times faster than it came in to that fill siphon. In just a second, you'll hear the break of the water. There it is. The siphon broke there. Here's down below in the tank. Second. And then it starts all over again. Water is being lifted up out of the tank, and then it's being pulled in with this T. Little chinket area there. Comes around with the elbow, union seal, into this swirl filter. The swirl filter swirls it around real slow and comes over, dumps it off into that pipe, which has got a little valve on it. Now you can see the plants I put in there. It's kind of early for the plants, but I don't give a crap. I just went ahead and put them in there anyway to see how they're going to do. Some lettuce and some different types of spinach and some cilantro. Just little test plants. Comes over, tees off right there into a 1-inch valve. 1-inch valve is closed down. Now all these beds are covered with styrofoam, and I haven't got any plants growing in there yet because I'm kind of cycling. Shouldn't have put any in there, but I think they'll be alright. This bed is actually capped off. This is where the duckweed will go. This actually swirl around in there, and actually is. Then what I've got here is a bridge siphon. The bridge siphon comes over, and it actually is pulling water from that bed over into this bed, and that's where the water is being with a standpipe. I've got a little bit of that capped off to slow the water down. Now I've still got the water down, but it's still coming out pretty good. Goes over to this bed with a bridge siphon. Same thing again. Standpipe comes all the way up from the bottom up to the height, which determines the height of the bed. That styrofoam floating on top. Now what I'll eventually have is I'll have holes cutting these pieces of styrofoam. That's where my plants will sit. Bridge siphon comes over to another bed. And then the last bed. The last bed comes over, and it's got its own water supply. It comes over, and it's got a standpipe. The standpipe comes over and drops over down into the gutter. Couldn't find the right joint, so I just went ahead and bent the pipe myself with a torch. Comes over anyway into the gutter and dumps it back into the tank, which then the airlift pump picks it up, brings it over, and dumps it off again. This is a bridge siphon. Comes over to a simple siphon. Make sure that if anything happens to my water over here and it doesn't, something gets clogged off or whatever, this will help keep the water level at the same height. Of course, it's dumping into this bed here. I'm going to replumb it and bring it over to another filter, which will swirl around and then dump back into the bed again. But anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little update on what's going on here. I'll sit down here for hours and listen to this and watch this thing go on. I can imagine once the plants gets going. Anyway, y'all have a good one out there. Thanks for watching.